Hey guys, it's Aiden. It's been like a year since I last uploaded my ACT videos, but I thought it'd be a good time to start uploading again because the ACT is changing, and it's changing in September, which is the next test available. So I want to catch you guys up on what the changes are, and how you guys can prepare for it so you guys don't get caught off guard on the test day. Okay, so let's get into the main changes. So the biggest change is that it's going to be a shorter test. So before the test was 3 hours and 5 minutes. Now it's 2 hours and 5 minutes. So they're shaving off a whole hour, and this is how each subject is going to be impacted. So for English, before you had 75 questions in 45 minutes. Now you have 50 questions in 35 minutes. For math, you used to have 60-60. Now you have 45 questions in 50 minutes. For reading, you used to have 40 questions in 35 minutes. Now you have 36 questions in 40 minutes. And for the science section, they're actually making it optional. But before, it was 35 minutes for 40 questions. Now it's 40 questions in 40 minutes. So for each of the sections, they're reducing the number of questions and also increasing the time per question, right? So you're going to basically be getting a lot more time per question, and the ACT is going to become a lot more slower and not as fast paced as before. And yes, you did hear me right. The science section is going to become optional. It won't count in your composite score anymore. And the core is just going to consist of the math, reading, and English. But I highly recommend you take the science, especially if you're interested in STEM or you plan on majoring in any of the STEM fields, because science is pretty important. So I don't know, but if you're not very good at science and you don't really care about it, then now you have the option not to take it. Okay, now here are some other changes that are coming to each of the ACT sections, not including like the time and like the number of questions. So for English, they're adding a statement of the question for each item, or that's what they say in their release notes, but I believe that just means they're making the questions a lot more clear. They're reducing the length of some of the English passages, and they're adding an argumentative essay and corresponding questions section. So you'll probably be reading some argumentative essays in the English section, which is new. For the math section, they're going to be reducing the number of answer choices from 5 to 4. They're going to be reducing the number of questions with context. So that's like super lengthy and reading heavy math questions. They're going to be reducing the number of those, and they're also reducing the number of questions aligned to advanced topics. So higher grade level items are going to be removed, or not removed, but reduced. So you'll see less pre-calculus stuff. For the reading section, they're going to be reducing the length of some of the reading passages, which I'm all for. For the science, they're going to be the optional science section. They're going to be ensuring at least one passage per exam addresses an engineer and design topic. So that's like setting up an experiment, like proper experimental design and stuff like that. That's already been on the science test. I think they're just going to be making it a lot more. They're going to make it a guarantee that one passage per exam has that. They're also increasing the number of questions requiring scientific background knowledge. So this is like the acid table, or like, the acid scale 0 to 14, like those base knowledge stuff that you should already know, like what are the parts of the cell. So they're going to be increasing the number of those types of questions, because usually in the science section you can answer most of the questions just by looking at the passage, but some questions require background knowledge from high school science classes, and they're going to be increasing the number of questions that like have those background knowledge checks, I guess. So pay attention in science class. So overall, those are the main changes that are coming to the ACT. Just to reiterate, they're making the test a lot shorter, reducing the number of questions, but increasing time per question. So it's probably gonna be like a lot easier, in my opinion, because they're not changing the difficulty of the questions that much. So I'd say mistakes are weighted a lot more. So you have to minimize mistakes and be almost perfect if you want to score very high. If you guys are studying for the ACT, I've linked my math guide and my reading guide, or not reading, sorry, English guide, up here somewhere. I don't know. I think they're pretty helpful if you guys want to check it out. I will be dropping the reading and science guide, which has been highly requested. So I will work on making those later this week and dropping them. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see those. Yeah. Again, if you guys have any questions or whatever, like if you guys want to ask me anything, you guys can leave a comment and I'll try to answer them, or you can hit me up on Instagram and I will try and answer your DM. All right, thank you guys. I'll see you in the next one.